as a land of fascinating contrasts, where modernity and tradition coexist in perfect harmony. From the illuminated skyscrapers of Tokyo to the spiritual calm of Kyoto, each city and landscape tells a unique story that deserves to be discovered. This tour invites you to explore ancient temples, vibrant markets, imposing volcanoes, tropical islands, and colorful festivals. All captured like a 4 Kelvins documentary. Through each destination, Japan reveals its soul, resilient, mystical, and deeply connected to nature and history. Tokyo. Tokyo never sleeps. Futuristic skyscrapers blend with ancient temples, fish markets, and the famous Shibuya crossing, where hundreds of people cross at once, creating an almost cinematic spectacle. With over 13 million inhabitants, every corner offers a fascinating contrast between cutting-edge technology and traditional rituals. Historical documents show that Tokyo has been a cultural and political center since the 17th century, withstanding wars, earthquakes, and modernization. Every detail, from themed cafes to hidden Zen gardens, deserves a 4 Kelvins documentary, revealing how a city can live in the present while honoring its past. Walking through old neighborhoods as neon lights illuminate skyscrapers creates a unique feeling. Would you dare to explore Tsukiji Market early in the morning, surrounded by fishermen and intense aromas? Tokyo teaches us that innovation and culture can coexist and prepares us for Kyoto, where history and spirituality dominate every step and every gesture. Kyoto. Kyoto is an oasis of history and spirituality, with more than 2,000 temples and shrines, including Kinkaku-ji and Fushimi Inari. The city retains an air of mysticism that invites reflection. Documents confirm that Kyoto was the imperial capital for over 1,000 years, shaping Japan's cultural identity. Its meticulously landscaped gardens, stone pathways, and traditional tea ceremonies transform each visit into an experience perfectly captured in a 4 Kelvins documentary. The city is also a laboratory of tranquility. Getting lost among bamboo groves or ponds reflecting cherry blossoms is a lesson in patience and appreciation for beauty. Could you meditate as the petals slowly fall around you? Kyoto teaches us to observe life more attentively and leads us to Osaka, where the urban energy and gastronomy make every step a sensory adventure. Osaka. Osaka pulsates with energy. Bustling markets, neon lights, and the irresistible aromas of takoyaki and okonomiyaki create an atmosphere that awakens all the senses. Historical documents show that Osaka was a key trading center from the 16th century, connecting Japan via maritime and cultural routes. Every scene, from the riverbank to pedestrian streets lined with shops, deserves a 4 Kelvins documentary where tradition and modernity blend effortlessly. The city combines the best of urban life and gastronomy, inviting visitors to sample street food while admiring illuminated bridges and reflections in the water. Would you dare to try an exotic dish while street musicians enliven the scene? Osaka prepares us to discover Miyajima, the island of gods and sacred deer, where nature and spirituality intertwine in surprising ways. Miyajima. Miyajima is famous for its iconic floating torii gate of Itsukushima, which appears to float at high tide, a spectacle that defies perception. The island blends history, nature, and spirituality. Ancient temples are hidden among verdant forests, while sacred deer roam freely among visitors. Local documents reveal that Miyajima has been a sacred site for centuries, protected by tradition and respect for wildlife. Every sunrise and sunset here would be worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, showcasing how nature and culture coexist harmoniously. Exploring its trails offers surprises, hidden waterfalls, viewpoints, and small cafes serving local delicacies. Would you dare approach the deer without fear, respecting their sacred territory? Miyajima reminds us that the connection with nature and history can be subtle yet powerful, paving the way to Hiroshima, where the past and human resilience intertwine in an unforgettable way. Hiroshima. Hiroshima is more than history. It is a symbol of resilience and hope. Documents and archives show how the city rebuilt itself after the devastation of World War II, transforming into a vibrant cultural and educational center. Monuments like the Peace Memorial Park and the Atomic Bomb Dome not only commemorate the past, but also teach about peace and global cooperation. A 4 Kelvins documentary would capture the contrast between historical memory and the modern life that flourishes in Hiroshima today. The streets are filled with cafes, shops, and parks that invite reflection on life and community. Can you imagine walking between history and everyday life, feeling resilience with every step? Hiroshima teaches us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can flourish. And it leads us to the Mount Fuji area, where natural majesty inspires awe and contemplation. Mount Fuji area. Mount Fuji dominates the skyline with its snow-capped peak, a globally recognized symbol of Japan. Historical documents and cultural records show that the mountain has inspired poets, artists, and pilgrims for centuries. The surrounding hiking trails, lakes, and forests offer unique experiences that combine physical challenge with spiritual contemplation. Every panoramic view, from cherry blossoms to the reflection in Lake Kawaguchi, is worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, capturing a natural grandeur that seems timeless. Climbing or admiring Fuji offers moments of introspection. Feeling the breeze on your face while taking in the landscape invites you to question your priorities. Could you gaze at the summit and feel the history that permeates every rock? The area prepares you for Nara, where ancient history, temples, and sacred deer create an immersive cultural experience. Nara. Nara, the ancient capital of Japan, combines history, art, and nature. Documents and archives show that the city was a political and cultural center during the 8th century. Temples like Todaiji house giant Buddha statues, while the wandering deer are considered divine messengers. Every corner deserves to be captured in a 4 Kelvins documentary, from traditional gardens to alleyways filled with local crafts and sweets. Walking among temples and deer invites reflection and wonder. Would you dare to feed the deer while exploring ancient shrines? Nara shows us how tradition and nature can coexist harmoniously, and leads us to Sapporo and Hokkaido, where nature blends with festivals and modern culture. Sapporo and Hokkaido. Sapporo and Hokkaido offer an escape from urban life, with snowy landscapes, volcanoes, and hot springs. Historical documents highlight the influence of Ainu culture. And the modern development that has transformed the region into a top tourist destination. Ski resorts, seafood markets, and snow festivals create an experience worthy of being filmed in a 4 Kelvins documentary, showcasing the fusion of tradition and contemporary recreation. Local cuisine, such as miso ramen and fresh seafood, invites you to explore authentic flavors. Could you enjoy the snow while learning about Ainu culture and local traditions? Hokkaido prepares us to discover Okinawa, an island paradise. Where history, music, and longevity intertwine in fascinating ways. Bamboo forest. The Arashiyama bamboo forest offers an almost surreal walk among towering canes that seem to touch the sky. Historical records show that this forest has inspired artists and poets for centuries, becoming a place of contemplation and photography. Every creak of the wood and play of light deserves a 4 Kelvins documentary, capturing the serenity and natural majesty that only such a place can offer. Walking along silent paths invites deep reflection on nature and our place within it. Would you dare to lose yourself among the shadows and light filtered through the bamboo? Leaving behind the rush of the modern world, the bamboo forest closes our journey with a note of calm and wonder, reminding us that Japan is a land of surprising contrasts and unforgettable experiences. Kyushu and Mount Aso. Kyushu, the southern island of Japan, is a spectacle of active volcanoes, hot springs, and breathtaking green landscapes. Mount Aso, one of the world's largest volcanoes, dominates the region with its massive caldera and fumaroles that seem to breathe. Historical records reveal that volcanic activity has shaped the local culture, influencing the island's agriculture and traditions. Every sunrise over Aso would be worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, showcasing the fusion of natural power and everyday life. Exploring the nearby villages and their onsen, hot springs, is an experience for all the senses. Would you dare to walk near an active volcano while breathing in history and nature? Kyushu provides the perfect backdrop for Kobe, where the sea and mountains create a fascinating cultural and urban contrast. Takayama. Takayama is a treasure trove of Japanese architecture, with wooden streets that seem frozen in time. Local documents highlight centuries-old festivals like the Takayama Matsuri, where decorated floats parade through the town, creating scenes perfect for a 4 Kelvins documentary. Life here is peaceful, with morning markets and artisans, keeping ancient techniques alive. walking among old houses and temples, invites reflection on the harmony between past and present. Would you dare to wander these streets as if you were traveling back to 17th century Japan? Takayama gently leads us to Fukuoka, where modernity and Japanese hospitality meet in a vibrant seaside city. Sendai. Sendai, known as the City of Cherry Blossoms, combines natural landscapes with samurai history. Documents show that Date Masamune, an iconic samurai leader, shaped the city with castles and temples that still stand today. Spring blankets Sendai in pink blossoms, a spectacle worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, capturing the blend of history, nature, and urban life. Strolling through its avenues and temples invites contemplation. Could you imagine the life of the samurai while gazing at cherry blossoms? Sendai prepares us for Matsumoto, where the majesty of an ancient castle reveals secrets of the feudal era. Yokohama. Yokohama, just 30 minutes from Tokyo, combines the energy of a metropolis with the serenity of a port. Documents show that it was one of the first ports open to foreign trade in the 19th century, transforming the city into a cultural melting pot. Today, its modern skyscrapers, gardens, and iconic Chinatown create a perfect backdrop for a 4 Kelvins documentary, where every shot reflects the encounter between tradition and modernity. The view of the pier and the Ferris wheel, illuminated at night, invites you to imagine stories of merchants and sailors who once walked its streets. Exploring Yokohama is to immerse yourself in culture, gastronomy, and architecture. Would you dare to get lost in its streets while listening to the bustle of the port and the murmur of the ocean? From here, a short trip takes us to Himeji, where ancient castles emerge as guardians of Japanese feudal history. Totori sand dunes, desert in Japan. The Totori dunes offer an unexpected landscape, expanses of golden sand in the heart of Japan. Local documents show that these dunes have been shaped by wind and sea over centuries, creating a unique environment for hiking, sandboarding, and photography. Every movement of the sand would be captured in a 4 Kelvins documentary, showing how nature can surprise, even in a country known for its lush vegetation and mountains. Walking among the dunes invites reflection on the power of the wind and the patience of nature. Would you dare to climb and slide down these sands while feeling the immensity of this Japanese desert? The dunes close this tour with a note of awe and a reminder that Japan is full of contrasts and hidden wonders. Kobe. Kobe combines history, gastronomy, and modern architecture. Records show that after the great earthquake of 1995, the city reinvented itself, becoming a cosmopolitan center with renowned restaurants and vibrant ports. The famous Kobe beef is a delicacy that reflects local tradition and luxury. A 4 Kelvins documentary would capture the blend of urban life, nearby mountains, and the sea, all in a single frame. The streets of Kobe invite you to stroll through the night, filled with lights and aromas. Can you imagine walking along its harbor, enjoying the breeze and the food while watching modernity blossom amidst history? From here, a journey to Takayama takes us into traditional Japan and ancient temples hidden among the mountains. Fukuoka. Fukuoka is the gateway to southern Japan, famous for its cuisine and urban life. Historical documents show that the city was a key port for centuries, connecting Japan with mainland Asia. Its festivals, like Hakata Gion Yamakasa, and its ancient temples create a unique contrast between tradition and modernity, ideal for capturing in a 4 Kelvins documentary. Exploring its streets is a feast for the senses. Hot ramen, modern architecture, and lively markets. Would you dare to try local flavors while observing urban life intertwined with centuries of history? From here, the journey takes us to Sendai, where samurai and cherry blossoms create a vibrant and poetic story. Matsumoto. Matsumoto is renowned for its famous Black Castle, an architectural gem from the feudal era that stands in stark contrast to the snow-capped mountains in winter. Historical records show that this castle survived wars and earthquakes, symbolizing resilience and beauty. Every aerial shot would be worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, showcasing the harmony between fortress and nature. Exploring the city and its ancient streets allows you to feel history beneath your feet. Would you dare to walk along its walls while imagining the lives of the ancient warriors? Matsumoto connects us to the Ise Grand Shrine, the spiritual heart of Japan, where devotion and sacred architecture captivate all who see it. Otaru. Otaru, in Hokkaido, is a port town famous for its historic canals and brick warehouses. Records reveal that it was a vital trading center during the Meiji era. With architecture that reflects European influence, every reflection in the water and every twilight light would be worthy of a 4 Kelvins documentary, showcasing the perfect blend of history and modern life. Strolling through its cobblestone streets invites you to enjoy cafes and artisan shops. Would you dare to take a boat trip while imagining the bustling commerce of the 19th century? Otaru prepares us for Beppu, a paradise of hot springs and geothermal energy that inspires relaxation and awe. Beppu. Beppu, known for its onsen and geysers, is a haven of wellness and nature. Historical records show that its hot springs have been prized for centuries, influencing local culture and medicine. Every steam and bubble deserves a 4 Kelvins documentary, showing how geothermal energy creates unique and relaxing landscapes. Exploring Beppu is experiencing the connection between body, mind, and nature. Would you dare to immerse yourself in an onsen while gazing at mountains and steaming fumaroles? From here, the journey takes us to the Totori sand dunes, a contrasting landscape that astonishes with its uniqueness. Nagano, and the Japanese Alps. Nagano, surrounded by the majestic Japanese Alps, is a paradise for those seeking natural landscapes and outdoor adventures. Local documents highlight that the region hosted the 1,998 Winter Olympics, cementing its global fame. Snow-capped mountains in winter and verdant valleys in summer provide the perfect backdrop for a 4 Kelvins documentary, where every shot captures the grandeur of nature and the tranquil life of the alpine villages. Ancient temples and onsen nestled among the mountains add a spiritual touch that invites contemplation. Walking along alpine trails and breathing in the fresh air is an experience that awakens curiosity and wonder. Would you dare to climb a mountain while imagining the lives of the villagers who have lived here for centuries? From Nagano, the journey takes us to Kanazawa, where art, history, and gardens create a world brimming with beauty and culture. Shirakawa-go. Nestled in a valley surrounded by mountains that seem to guard ancient secrets, Shirakawa-go is a living testament to how humankind adapted to an extreme environment. The Gasho Zukuri houses, with their steep thatched roofs reminiscent of hands clasped in prayer, are not just buildings. They are symbols of collective ingenuity, designed to withstand the heaviest winter snowfalls. These dwellings, some over 200 years old, are the heart of a community that has survived thanks to cooperation, terraced farming, and respect for nature. Walking through its streets, especially in winter, is like stepping into a living painting. Smoking chimneys, children playing in the snow, elders sharing stories around a hearth, the sound of the Sho River, which winds through the valley, accompanies every step as if narrating the silent history of the place. In spring, the white transforms into green, and the rice paddies fill with silvery reflections that mirror the sky. In a 4 Kelvins documentary, each season would reveal a different facet of Shirakawa-go: the harshness of winter, the hope of spring, the abundance of summer, and the golden melancholy of autumn. Would you dare to spend not just a day, but a complete cycle of seasons, sharing rural life and understanding the patience with which these communities have survived for centuries? Ishigaki and the Yaeyama Islands. South of Okinawa, Ishigaki and the Yaeyama Islands are a parallel universe within Japan. Here, life moves at a slow pace, dictated by the tides, the calls of seabirds, and the sound of waves gently lapping against multicolored coral reefs. Their white sand beaches seem to stretch endlessly, and their turquoise waters conceal an underwater world teeming with biodiversity that astonishes even the most experienced divers. The island culture reflects a unique identity. Traditional music with taiko drums adapted to the subtropical style, dances that celebrate nature, and a cuisine rich in fresh fish, exotic fruits, and flavors reminiscent of Southeast Asia. The cultural influence of Taiwan and other Pacific communities has left a subtle yet perceptible mark on every gesture, on every welcoming smile of its inhabitants. Kamakura. Kamakura, just an hour from Tokyo, offers a stark contrast to the capital. Instead of skyscrapers and crowds, serene temples, wooded paths, and an air of spirituality that seems to envelop everything await. It was the capital of the shogunate in the 13th century, a period in which the city became a political and religious center. Today, it still retains that aura of solemnity and calm that attracts pilgrims and travelers alike. Yokohama. Yokohama, just 30 minutes from Tokyo, combines the energy of a metropolis with the serenity of a port. Documents show that it was one of the first ports open to foreign trade in the 19th century, transforming the city into a cultural melting pot. Today, its modern skyscrapers, gardens, and iconic Chinatown create a perfect backdrop for a 4 Kelvins documentary, where every shot reflects the encounter between tradition and modernity. The view of the pier and the Ferris wheel, illuminated at night, invites you to imagine stories of merchants and sailors who once walked its streets. exploring Yokohama is to immerse yourself in culture, gastronomy, and architecture. Would you dare to get lost in its streets while listening to the bustle of the port and the murmur of the ocean? From here, a short trip takes us to Himeji, where ancient castles emerge as guardians of Japanese feudal history. Himeji. Himeji, famous for its white castle, is a stunning example of defensive architecture and aesthetic elegance. Historical documents reveal that Himeji Castle survived wars, fires, and earthquakes. Maintaining its original structure for centuries, a 4 Kelvins documentary would capture the majesty of its towers and walls, as well as the surrounding gardens that reflect both peace and military strategy. The delicate ceilings and precise construction evoke a sense of awe for ancient human ingenuity. Walking around the grounds allows you to imagine the lives of the samurai and the castle's inhabitants. Could you feel history beneath your feet as you walk through centuries-old halls? From Himeji, we travel to Nagano and the Japanese Alps, a striking contrast between fortress and breathtaking nature. Kanazawa. Kanazawa is a cultural treasure that blends historical elegance with contemporary creativity. Documents show that this city, known for its samurai district and the famous Kenroku Garden, has preserved artisanal traditions for centuries. Including the production of silk and lacquerware. A 4 Kelvins documentary would capture the city's contrasts, ancient streets, tea houses, and perfectly landscaped green spaces that reflect Japanese aesthetics. The dawn light on the garden ponds is a visual spectacle that invites reflection on the harmony between art and nature. Exploring Kanazawa is a sensory journey. The aroma of tea, whispers of history, and vibrant colors that seem hand-painted. Can you imagine the life of an artisan as you observe their delicate creations? From the serenity of Kanazawa, we travel to Nikko, where spirituality and sacred architecture impress everyone. Nikko. Nestled in the mountains, Nikko is famous for its shrines and temples that seem to emerge from the forests. Historical documents indicate that Nikko was a center of worship for centuries, with the Toshogu Shrine being a symbol of power and devotion. Each carving, gate, and lantern tells a story that deserves to be captured in a 4 Kelvins documentary, where the combination of art, religion, and nature creates a unique experience for visitors. The forest surrounding the shrines exudes an air of mystery and tranquility, inviting reflection on the connection between humanity and the divine. Walking the paths of Nikko is to feel centuries of tradition beneath your feet. Would you dare to follow these paths and discover the spiritual secrets of Japan? From the serenity of Nikko, the journey leads us to Shirakawa-go, a village where the Gasho Zukuri architecture reflects ingenuity and adaptation to the climate. Nagasaki. Nagasaki is not just a port. It is a cultural mosaic where East and West met long before any other Japanese city. From the 16th century, when the Portuguese introduced new ideas, products, and beliefs, to the Dutch influence that left its mark on architecture and science, Nagasaki became a laboratory of global exchange. Its streets still bear traces of that blend. Christian churches coexisting with Buddhist temples, Chinatowns that breathe the aromas of spices, and avenues reminiscent of European cities. However, Nagasaki also carries deep scars in its memory. For centuries, it was one of Japan's few open windows to the world, but it was also the scene of suffering during World War II. The resilience of its people is reflected in how the city managed to rise, rebuild, and continue to be a place of openness and diversity. A 4 Kelvins documentary would capture not only its nighttime beauty with lights reflected in the bay, but also the solemnity of its memorials and the vitality of its festivals. Strolling along the harbor is to hear echoes of merchants from the past, but also voices of the present celebrating life. Can you imagine the weight of those stories as you watch ships depart for distant horizons? Nagasaki teaches us that a city can be both a history book and a hymn to hope. Hakone. Hakone is a haven of nature, onsen, hot springs, and panoramic views of Mount Fuji. Documents show that Hakone has been a popular destination since the Edo period. With historic routes and traditional accommodations offering rest and contemplation. A 4 Kelvins documentary would capture serene lakes, steaming hot springs, and mountain trails, reflecting the perfect fusion of relaxation, history, and scenery. Visitors can enjoy cruises on Lake Ashi and hiking trails with unforgettable views. Exploring Hakone is a sensory and spiritual journey, where every onsen and path invites introspection. Would you dare to immerse yourself in hot springs while gazing at mountains and reflecting on centuries of history? Hakone concludes our tour with an experience that combines wellness, scenery, and Japanese culture.